Angela, we've got about 35 participants.
Okay.
And
we can start whenever you're ready.
So yes, I think we'll kickstart.
Okay.
Good morning, everyone. Lovely to have you with us. Thank you so much for making the time to attend this wonderful presentation, which I'm sure you're going to find very informative. We have with us Angela Zhao, who's the Director of International Programs at Arizona State University, and she's responsible for the Prep Digi program. So the Prep Digital program allows your students to take high school and university credits online, and they can even earn a US high school diploma while they are attending high school. So Angela, over to you, and looking forward to hearing from you. And for the participants, may I ask if you have any questions? You can put them up in the chat box, and we'll aim to answer them maybe by the end of the session, or if you're able to, we'll be able to give you answers even in the chat box itself. Thank you so much, Angela. Over to you.
Thank you so much for everyone's attention this morning, or your morning, my night. You know, this is a great partnership between ASU, Prep Digital, Arizona State University, and Kaplan. So I'm happy to be here and to answer any of your questions, and obviously to present the information. The presentation itself is designed for about 35 minutes, 30 to 35 minutes. So it does leave a lot more time for us to answer very specific questions if you have them. If you don't have them, maybe we can go over some demos so that you can understand the course offerings a little bit better. So let me start with the presentation. ASU Prep Digital, I'm not really sure how familiar you are with Arizona State University, so I'm going to go into a little bit more details, but not too much unless you have specific questions regarding the university. So as you can see from this kind of what I would call the cake graph, if you're hungry, obviously, but you know, if you can tell that Arizona State University and the whole ASU system and ASU Prep Digital is very much part of one system. Arizona State University is the leading U.S. Public university. We are the largest public university in the U.S. Now we are the largest online, public university in the U.S. And underneath that gray layer, we actually do have a charter school system here in Arizona. Most people actually don't know, even if they have heard of AS Prep Digital, they didn't know that we actually do have prep academies. So remember that these are also opportunities for us to collaborate on and for us to partner with. So these schools are what we call our laboratory schools, and that means that they're actually kind of testing ground for innovative teaching methodologies, innovative modalities in teaching and research, so that the students actually have very unique and personalized learning experiences there on campus. With that said, ASU Prep Digital actually expands that experience a little bit more, right, in the digital space, allowing technology to carry out the best of the best contents and world-class opportunities, learning opportunities for students. We are accredited, and it's listed here, we are accredited by Advanced Ed, which is the most common accreditation body for U.S. standard curriculum. We do offer U.S. standard curriculum, and we do work with international schools and international students who come from IB curriculum, other international type of curriculum, including Cambridge A-level as well, to integrate, to best integrate our services and our classes into their curriculum to help them to learn in different ways. We are really designed, I think, to offer both the high school and college courses because we understand learning as a continuum. And this is really following President Michael Crow at ASU's mission and sort of a vision to help learners at different stages on this continuum. So we do believe in lifelong learning. That's why we actually don't want to limit the opportunities to higher education for high school students. So we actually want to provide more opportunities for them. As you can see in this very simple graph, that we actually, because we are digital, we actually cover the different learning styles in different spectrums of learning styles, so that, learners, and these are just some examples of learners, right? High school learners, vocational school learners are likely our targets in this market, so that we can actually help to enhance their learning experiences, or maybe help the students who wants to advance themselves to college level courses. We provide interactive learning environment, and I can show a really short course demo after this presentation to let you know how that interactivity is. It's a very high level engaging. We call it high tech, high touch. So it's a very high level engaging for our students. We use many different types of modalities, obviously including the online delivery, but also including live lessons. We also have extracurriculum activities for students. We have clubs and honors society for students to participate in. So this is a whole community level of engagement for students as well. We also provide accelerated pathways to college degree programs. So, we understand that we can definitely be the force to help more students to be successful and be more prepared to college, both academically and mentally. We have a very unique teaching model, and this model is very personalized to support your students. And it's not just to support your students while they register or enroll. This is really to support the students to be successful in this environment. We all know that, as all of us have been students before, or maybe are students still, we all know that not all the students learn the same ways in the classroom. Well, it's the same thing online, right? Not the online platform is not suitable for every single student, and students do learn differently in the online environment. So what we want to do is obviously to make sure that the students can be successful. And the way we do that is to engage all the stakeholders in this formula, right? We engage teachers, we engage faculty members at ASU for the college courses, we engage with parents. We actually do have frequent communications with parents to make sure that parents have a sort of a guardian's provision in the learning management system, so that they can see how the students are progressing. We also have designed a role of learning success coaches to help students to advance. And these success coaches are highly trained professionals and also experts in the area to help students in college career planning, goal setting, or just to keep students on pace with their kind of classes. I actually have a success coach or a part-time success coach, I would say, here with me, who is located in China, who is really looking forward to servicing students in the area, in the region.
Angela.
ASU Prep Digital, really tries to reimagine online learning. This is not sort of just recorded sessions and PowerPoints anymore, right? This online learning is engaging, it's interactive. It really leverages technology in a completely different way. With that, we actually do offer over 45 now high school courses that are set and built to match and align with the academic standard of U.S. standard curriculum. And then we also offer 200 plus online courses that are at the college level, so that students can actually begin and jumpstart their college career early. And for international students especially, this is money saving, time saving. This means a lot, right? It takes to a whole new dimension of things for international students. We have courses like, I have a picture here, biology course that's actually designed for college students, but it is it is also for high school students as a concurrent offering. So this is something that I will talk about in later slides to explain a little bit better.
Angela, just one moment, please. I think there's a problem where a lot of us can't view the PowerPoint.
Oh, can you say that again? I'm sorry.
A lot of us can't view the PowerPoint, the presentation.
Oh,
They can't.
No one can see it, or just some of them can see it?
I can see it.
Okay.
Let me try stop
Yes,
sharing
please.
and then reshare again just to see.
Yeah, there's some who've said that they can't.
And I'm happy to just share the PowerPoint out with everyone so they can kind of follow along as well.
Yeah, okay.
Does
I think we're good to go now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks.
Sorry, I wasn't really seeing the thank you for raising your hand, Angelina. I was like, what is this little hand here? Good. So let's continue if we can. What's this? Oh no, okay, there. So, we try to provide international solutions to the next generation of learners. What this slide is really saying is that I know that, as people who are working in the fields, right? You talk to the students, you're kind of the first point of contact and kind of the first impression for this product, and you talk to the students, and every student is so unique, right? You all of you have worked in the field to help students to get to universities around the world, and every single student has unique situations, and they want something that's kind of personalized. The services are likely to be customized to fit their needs. Well, here we are. We can also customize. We're very flexible. We understand that every learner from different countries, from different markets, who are trying to build out a pathway to a successful college career are looking for unique solutions. And lucky for you guys, we are that unique solution, and we can be very flexible. So please do not hesitate to shoot us an email just to describe the situation, and we can collaborate and think together to see what is the best product for your students. However, in the following slides, I will actually provide some scenarios that are based on questions that we have collected from the field agents at Kaplan to make sure to address some of the questions so that you can at least provide some information to the students effectively. This is a graph that we put together to make sure that we all understand sort of who are we servicing, right? And what are some of the opportunities for us to promote this program. A lot of times we work with students from international schools or students who are sort of wanting a international education, right? Amongst these students, there are students who are looking to advance because maybe they're at 9th grade or 10th grade, but they actually want to see what math classes are like in 12th grade, right? So we offer them high school classes and concurrent classes. And concurrent classes, again, are offering students college classes with the possibility of getting both college credits and high school credits. There are also students who are just looking for more options, right? There are students who are thinking, I want to be competitive enough to go to this one university, but I might have to learn Spanish, right? So that's a part of solution that we have as well, is that we can help to provide different courses to students to fulfill their needs. For example, I actually have our first Kaplan student in the ASU Prep digital program who is looking to advance his math skills because he wants to apply to top business schools. So we have put together a very specific plan for him to advance math skills in a very specific U.S. standard setting so that he can successfully apply that knowledge to his college career. We will also have students who needs to catch up a little bit, right? We have students who might be looking for science courses because they're not super strong in science, but they know that in order to get to a good college, they're going to have to do well in science courses. Well, our science courses are super fun and they're really game-based. So it's actually provides a different option for students to learn. So, there are very many I think flexible solutions that we can provide to many of you and to many of your students. So my initial answer when I talk to students, the answer is always yes, and then we can come up with a better solution to service them later. But, we have massive we have ready to go and also just massive resources supported by Arizona State University that will help the students in whatever way possible. In order to achieve sort of a all-around academic performance level, we also help the students to develop based on core subject skills. We also develop core leadership skills through these programs as well, so that this is a more holistic approach to student success. I've listed the pricing here. So for high school courses, I know sometimes this could get a little bit confusing as the conversation moved to a more specific case-based scenario. But for the high school courses for international students right now, it's at $750 per class. And then the concurrent college courses are $1,000 per class, and that's 3 college credits. Again, I know Kaplan was exposed to many ASU digital assets, and I know that all of you guys have too. This actually little chart is just to showcase what some of the services that we offer and how to differentiate some of the services. I won't go too much into detail on this chart. We can share the PowerPoint, obviously, so that you can get a better idea of what ASU has so that you can offer your students, more options and better services. A lot of you guys have asked about the admissions requirements, so we want to address the admissions requirements here. For the ASU Prep Digital High School courses, we accept both part-time, and that means even if the students wants to just take one class during the summertime, for 4 weeks, that's totally fine. We also accept full-time students. I have students who comes in and wanting to transfer fully from their current school to Prep Digital, and that is a possibility as well. We can also work that out. All they have to do is an online application, and there's a very specific online application for Kaplan agents so that we can make sure we can track and capture the students that are coming through you. So, there's a very specific link and process that have already been developed and designed for Kaplan. And then, we just need official identification, which is already part of that process as well. For full-time students, we're going to need just the official identification to show birth rate and year, just to make sure that, they are, because we have to transfer them. The ASU Prep Digital Concurrent courses, these again are ASU courses that are offered through ASU Prep Digital to students who have not received their high school diploma. So these are a little bit more complicated because they're college courses. They do require an online application that's very similar to the high school application, but most of the college courses do require English proficiency and official requirement or official documents to show prerequisites. Not all of the college courses will need a prerequisite, but some of the courses will say that, you're going to have to show that you have completed high school algebra classes in order to take Brave calculus, for example, right? So we can help you when we get to that point for you to understand a little bit better what these documents have to look like to make sure that students have proof to that. With English proficiency documents, we have different options through ASU Prep Digital. We actually do accept TOEFL Junior. We accept, obviously TOEFL, standardized TOEFL. We accept the Pearson, the PTE test, and IELTS. And for a time, we're probably going to accept Duolingo as well. But Duolingo right now until July is widely accepted by the university, so we can actually accept that as well. I know you're probably filling out the chat box with questions, so please continue doing that, and we will make sure to address your questions shortly. And this is also to answer some of your questions. A lot of you guys want to know, and obviously a lot of these questions did come from the students. They want to know how long the courses are, how much time they have to spend on a course, when can they finish, how fast can they finish, because our high school courses are self-paced courses, so a lot of students wants to know immediately if I can take 2 classes together, if I can finish a class in like 2 weeks, things like that, right? So these points actually address those issues. Our ASU Prep Digital high school courses are on a rolling application basis. So that means students can enroll at any given point. So if a student comes to you today and say, I want to enroll tomorrow, that is possible. But, I would suggest about a 48-hour window for students to enroll just in case we need additional documents from the students. Students can start the classes in one of our many cohorts. We actually designed the cohorts based on when the students sign up. But, a lot of the license can be with the bigger cohort as well, so students get the full experience. Our classes are designed to be about 18 weeks long, and that's just the standard semester of high school, right? However, the students can actually accelerate and based on their own pace and their learning ability, we actually only require the students to sit in that class physically, kind of virtually sit in that class for 3 weeks length, so that we can provide them with the credits once they pass the class. I want to say that we have a lot of students who are accelerating in our classes, and on average, they can complete the classes in 6 to 8 weeks, just to let you know. If the student is in a 18-week kind of a spread or pace, as a regular sort of a standard length of the class, they will be spending about 1 hour a day. So based on that, as you can probably tell already, for example, our summer courses are 4 weeks long. So that will require students to actually spend a little bit more time a day because the courses are more impacted in a shorter time period. We do have a pace chart for each course. So the students can actually request for an accelerated course pace chart, which that just aligns the students each day what they will have to complete on a daily basis. So if they do want to accelerate, we can actually redesign the pace chart to fit their needs. For the concurrent courses, we have less flexibility with the concurrent courses currently. We actually do go by the ASU academic calendar because, again, these students will be receiving official ASU transcript. So they're actually considered official ASU students while they're in the course. So we do have very publicized academic calendars, so you can take a look at that. And maybe Angelina, you can post the academic calendar for ASU into the chat box so people can check that out. The courses, we have 3 different sessions, and each session is actually defined really well in the academic calendars. So the students are not exactly on a self-pace. They're actually paced with the students. The ASU calendar, because they will be taking classes with ASU students. I did see a raise of hand, and I just want to make sure that it's not, the share screen It's just a question. Sam, I think you raised your hand. Is it a technical issue, or do you just have a question regarding the
Angela, he's
program?
got a question which we can answer later. It's about the tuition fees. Oh, sorry.
Okay, great. I will just continue. I'm almost done, actually, 4 more slides. So this little portion is just to really give you 3 actually case studies, use case studies, so that you understand the scenario a little bit better. It's really, in my mind, the solutions that we can provide to the students is really about how to kind of decode what the student is actually needing in a specific time frame, and what are the best solutions that we can provide for the students. So this is a student that is completing high school. So any student that is completing high school, meaning that they have not received a high school diploma, can fit into the ASU Prep digital portfolio. She is accepted by the universities, and she's, trying to decide on a major. So she really wanted to understand what some of the options that she might have to pursue or to explore the majors. So, this definitely goes into the Prep Digital portfolio. We can definitely offer high school courses that are more major related. If you go onto the Prep Digital website, which I will take you through a little bit later, it actually does have a lot of information on, how the courses are related to areas of studies and majors. I would probably refer to some of the concurrent courses in this scenario, because the concurrent courses provides the opportunity for students to explore the college options, right, at a pretty decent price. So I think, there are just a lot of options for us to consider. Again, it's always good for us to have options and be flexible, but I also understand as a field agent for Kaplan, sitting there talking to students and not knowing which option is the best could be frustrating. So, this is really just to guide you through a thought process. But, we're obviously here to answer any of the questions that you might have. The team is also here to help you to guide the students a little bit better, to provide demos and options for the students to see what is the best, the most suitable, solution for the student. We have a student here who is completing high school. So obviously that's probably the first scenario. The first question we need to answer is where the student is at the grade level. And, he wants to obviously make a decision to whether, where to complete high school, and whether he wants to, what college he's going to apply to. So this again is coming from some of the questions that Kaplan agents have asked me in the past. So to me personally, I think, of course, obviously the student fits the ASU Prep Digital portfolio. Regarding high school, we can actually, ASU Prep Digital does offer full-time options for high school students. So if the student wants to actually become a full-time student at ASU Prep Digital, we can definitely review his or her current transcript to make sure that we can transcribe them in and then transfer them in, as well as providing them with a diploma at the end of their, while completing high school. And then, the college majors that they're looking for, again, we want to provide them with options of concurrent courses so that they can explore different college options while they're in high school. And I think our final case is a student who is completing year 2 in high school. This is a little bit more specific. I think this question actually came from an agent also in the Southeast Asia area. The student currently is studying in a sort of a Cambridge based system. So, it's their O-level. He just passed his O-level at this point. He wants to study in aerospace engineering in college. So he is a little bit more targeted, right? As we can see, he wants to understand how he kind of can jumpstart that process. And we know that in many regions of Southeast Asia, a lot of students are going to be required to do a military service or a civil service. for 2 years. So this student is also just trying to make sure that himself is not left behind, and wanting to take digital options so that while he is away in his civil service, he can still be pursuing his degree. So again, the student fits perfectly with the Prep Digital portfolio. We have very specifically courses that I will show you right now, that course maps that are specifically pave the pathway for aerospace engineering students, so that you can already know what some of the courses that the students will have to take to complete, to be where they are and complete their high school with ASU Prep Digital. This is a statement, before I jump onto the website, this is a statement that we have. And, you know, this really speaks to the values that ASU carries as well. This is really about advancing the next generation of education models. And I think it's really about providing opportunity and educational access to students who may or may not have the opportunity to have the access, right? Or might not even have the connection to a higher learning opportunity, a higher education opportunity without this. So, you know, I think all of us are kind of in this together in a way, especially given the current situation around the globe. So please do not hesitate if we can help the student in any way possible, because you're kind of the firsthand and, you know, direct connection to the student. So please let us know how we can help. This is our website, and I'm actually gonna have to share my screen once again to get to the website. Hold on for 1 second. I think now we're on the website, right? So I just want to go through the website really fast with you guys, because I want to make sure that you do see this as your resources and your asset. You know, this is, first of all, a very, very student-focused webpage. This webpage contains many student stories. So if you want to utilize a video to showcase the program to your students, please feel free to do so. These students are actual ASU Prep Digital students. So, you know, these videos are available to you and your students. If you look at the sort of the top headliners, I would say, under students, you can actually find a bunch of resources, right? So first of all, we have all of the high school courses listed. And they're not just listed by name, they actually have a short description on what they are. So this actually does help the students to understand a little bit better what they're getting themselves into, right? We also categorize the courses by categories of areas of study so that you can be a little bit more specific when you're talking to the students, whether they're looking for something that's math related, or they're related to, they're looking for something that's science lab, right? Or science related in general. Also under students, we also, we have a list of college courses. I don't think this is the exhausted list, but these college courses actually are offered through ASU Prep Digital currently, and they will explain to the students exactly what they are. They're also organized by areas of study so that you can actually pick technology and go through some of the courses that are related to technology. For students who are more interested in STEM, they can actually be, you know, let's say engineering, they can have a very shortcut, easy access to these courses and what they are. And also prerequisites requirements are also listed on these courses, just to give you ample information on one stop. This is career pathways. Like I said before, if you have a student who is specifically interested in entering a specific major in college, this is where you can go to kind of help to guide them, right? If they're interested in, let's just say, business, right? Many students are interested in maybe global business, global leadership, maybe corporate accounting. So if we just click on corporate accounting, it actually does give you a kind of a prefix on what corporate accounting is in college and what are some related jobs, right? Underneath that is what you will find most helpful. We actually break it down. The pathway is broken down. And I know that you guys understand the pathway programs maybe for, students who are conditional admitted to colleges, right? But this is actually a fully integrated emergence pathway for high school students to different college degrees, meaning that this pathway actually starts at grade 9. And it tells you what are some of the classes that your student will have to take in order to get to corporate accounting and this major. So in the gold boxes, in the golden color boxes, these are actually our concurrent courses. This means, again, that the student will be able to receive both college credits and high school credits from both ASU and ASU Prep Digital. As the student progress in their learning career, they're going to start taking more rigorous classes at college level. Again, each student can earn, I think, up to almost 40 credits, college credits in their lifetimes in high school, depending on the major that they pick. However, I know that not all of the college credits are transferable toward a major. So that's why it's important for us to develop a specific pathway for the students and for you so that you can actually guide the students through this a little bit better. Before I stop, I know I'm kind of running out of time here, but before I stop, I just want to show you a quick 2-minute tour of one of the courses so that you can actually have a somewhat a hands-on but obviously virtual experience of what the students might expect.
Welcome to this 2-minute course tour. My name is Emily, and I'm a full-time student. This is my dashboard, where I can see all of my courses, my to-do list, and even check my grades. So this is Bio Beyond. It's a biology course I'm taking concurrently, which means I get high school and university credit, which is pretty cool. Most of the lessons involve some interactive activity where I have to make choices based on what I learn. There are simulations, videos, and virtual reality activities like this one, where we travel inside a cell to understand energy transfer. There are no traditional tests in Bio Beyond. Instead, my grades come from completing the lesson activities on each page. There is a final exam, so I take notes along the way and add them to the provided study guide. Most of the learning happens by doing. Usually, in each lesson, you're given a little bit of information and asked to try something. Here, I'm connecting DNA in the right order, hopefully. Every action provides feedback, so I learn from my mistakes as I go. The activities are usually followed by some questions that get more into detail about the topic, sometimes a little reading or a video. Let's see if I can remember this. Yes. There are also some offline activities where we have to do research or interview people and then build reports like this one. There are usually templates for that. My favorite part of the course is the live lessons. Each week, my teacher does a video chat lesson and a small group of students join in. This is an example of a recorded one. She provides instruction, then we collaborate, answer questions, and discuss the topics. Here you'll see students each drawing a diagram of an atom. Then she's discussing each one. I like to go back and rewatch these as a way to study. Well, my 2 minutes is up, so if you want to see more, contact an admissions advisor or check out another course tour from a parent or teacher perspective. Thanks.
With that, I will end my formal presentation, and I would like to turn to you guys for, to answer your questions and to help to, basically answer some of your questions. I'm sorry, I'm trying to do multiple things at once.
Angela, thank you so much. That was wonderful. We have some questions here. Sam Tam wants to know how much is the student expected to pay for high school and concurrent? Is it $1,000 or is it $1,750 per class?
So it's so for the high school classes, they're $750 each, and for the concurrent courses, they're $1,000 each. So let's just say if the student take the biology course, which is a concurrent course, they don't have to pay $1,750. They just need to pay the $1,000. Does that make sense? Does that explain?
Yes, it does. Sam, anything from that? Seems okay. The next question is from Roy Chow, who wants to know, is the high school diploma awarded from Arizona State University?
The high school diploma will be awarded by ASU Prep Digital. We are an accredited provider for high school contents.
Thank you. Another question, is there any live classes that the students are required to attend, both programs?
Yeah, so I think I just, I kind of, it might have answered it through my demo. So we actually do have a weekly life license. The students are, I think they have a choice to attend them. We would like to have them attend some of the life lessons, especially just to have student engagement and even if just to practice English. But, not all of our students, obviously with the timing differences and things, not all of our students can attend them, but the live sessions then will be recorded so that you can actually view it. So you can see the interactions between the students and the teacher in your cohort.
We have another question from Kanupriya, who says that can any 10 student apply for this? And will the class timings be according to US timings? Lectures recorded so that students can access them later?
Yeah, so again, the lectures are recorded. We are going to actually, we will have some students, international students this fall. So, we are restructuring a little bit our life lessons to make sure that we can accommodate international students. So that's obviously when you have students signing on, we actually did have students from China who are taking life lessons. So, it's definitely doable. We have over 100 teachers across the United States right now, and we probably will have teachers around the world to provide the life lessons to students so that, they can get the kind of the hands-on experience and the same consistent experience for other students as well. So I think the recorded sessions are always good, but we're always trying as much as possible to have students join some life lessons for the engagement purposes.
Thank you. Another question, is there any visa requirement to study this program?
No, because it's online, so they're going to be studying at home. So no visa requirements.
We have some more questions, just bear with me.
Yeah, of course. Questions are always good. I like questions, so it's good.
Does student get a high school diploma once they finish the program? Can they use this to apply to other universities besides ASU?
Yeah, so for our full-time students, they will receive a ASU Prep Digital diploma, and they will to apply that to, it's an official high school diploma. It's a very standardized, so they can actually utilize that to apply to colleges in addition to ASU, hopefully. But obviously, we are doing everything possible to help the students to have a more, kind of a preferred process if they do want to come to ASU.
Thank you. Another question. Can college students take ASU online courses in order to meet some of the prerequisites for graduate program applications?
Yeah, so not through ASU Prep Digital, but ASU Online does provide credit recovery opportunities for students who can then take some courses through ASU and to get credits. So the answer is yes, but just not in the same instance of ASU Prep Digital.
Sure. Another question, is the maximum credits for college only limited to 40 credits? Means will they be transferring to the sophomore or advanced semester?
So ideally, I think, we wanted to design a process that will help the students to have kind of almost like a 1+3 experience so that they can complete their 1 year of their degree program at home to save time and money. And then when they do go to college, and, it's always good for the transition as well, right? Or just for financial reasons. But when they do go to college, they should be able to transfer in a full year of credits, right, as a transfer student. But again, it really depends on the majors that the students wants to go in and sort of the how the prerequisites will work with their current works that they have already done. So I think maybe we can take that offline as an individual conversation. But the basic answer is yes, they should be able to transfer all of the credits that they earn to a university, but as far as whether the credits can fit into that specific university or the specific program that they want to study, that we need to dig a little deeper and research a little bit more before we can give you a obvious
Sure.
answer.
Yeah. Another question, to get the high school diploma, do they need to take the SATs or the ACT test?
No. There's no need to take anything. As a full-time high school students here, our requirements are just the online application and also the kind of a identification to make sure that the students have not have already finished high school before, right? So I think the key point though here is I want everybody to pay attention to the fact that we do want the students to be successful in this program. So this is not just about, offering programs to everyone and, here we go. This is really about how we can support the student to make sure that they're successful. So the programs and the contents, as you saw, are actually designed for the students to do better, right, in their learning, whether it is developing better learning habits or manage their time a little bit better or just, learn in different ways. So I think it really is a matter of whether the students are ready to enter into a full-time high school kind of online. I don't know. Personally, I'm not really sure how many students are ready for a full-time online program. But, obviously we can provide enough support so that the students can be successful. But so they can actually finish their entire degree with or entire diploma program with ASU Prep Digital, because we do have around, I think we're going to have 800 full-time students this fall domestically. So
that's a sizable number there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Another question, is this a full-time course or a part-time study, and what's the application fee for the program?
So we don't have an application fee for the program. These are for both full-time and part-time study. For our full-time students, we can map out an entire pathway toward a college degree. So the students will enjoy really rigorous academic curriculum while interacting with the community, right? Because that's the benefit of being a full-time student with us, is that they are part of the ASU Prep Digital community, and even at large, they're part of the ASU community. So they're included in a lot of sort of I don't want to use the word exclusive, but they're included to a lot of opportunities that other students might not have. With our part-time students, it's a little bit more flexible, right? Depending on what they actually need out of this program, they're able to pick just one class to take. They're able to say, I just want to do one pathway program. I just want to do one, to explore one college course. And that's totally doable. We're very flexible, so it doesn't really matter if the students is full-time or part-time. We are here to fully support them. But there are many different options available for the students.
Another question just leading from that is, to become a full-time student, do you need Is there any visa requirement?
No, because again, they're studying at home, so there's no visa requirement. Mm-hmm.
Sam Tam's got an interesting one where he says that, is there a second chance for students to re-enroll the same high school class if they are not happy with the grade?
I want to say yes to this, but again, I don't know really how to say this because, obviously we have to test this out almost, right? To see if we can do better in one course or another. But most of our actually study shows that most of the students who are at ASU Prep Digital are more successful in their courses than they are with their, whether in-class courses or with their, with other digital providers. I mean, this study is specific to Arizona, but I think it speaks a lot to the student experience itself. We have, success coaches. We have teachers who are actually very closely monitoring the students' progress. And sometimes, I want to, maybe this is not really my expert area, so maybe this is kind of going to come out a little bit wrong in a way, but I think even when the students are not doing well in one course, it might not be that they didn't understand the entire course, right? So in a normal classroom setting, they might have to repeat the entire course because they have no idea where they are lacking. But in the digital setting, we can actually pinpoint exactly what the student is missing. So instead of repeating this course, maybe our suggestion, and we won't wait until the student finishes the course to suggest this either. Our suggestion will be like, hey, you're doing a little bit, seems like you're struggling a little bit with this course. Can we offer you this as a supplemental material so that it will help you to be successful in this case, right? So I think it's, really to us it's about utilizing technology and utilize the courses, all of the courses in our portfolio to make sure students can actually be caught up, right, in their courses. So I think the answer is yes, but I would not likely to have a student repeat their course in this scenario in our setup. So.
A question. Is there an academic entry requirement for high school diploma? How do we know which level to apply and what are the credits to apply?
That's a perfect question. And, it's a perfect question, but it's also a complicated question very complicated question to explain. So I've developed a kind of a 9-step process for students to transfer from a foreign high school. And I know that because now all of the students are in some sort of a digital learning format now, that they're thinking, wait a minute, like, what am I doing? Maybe I need to get to a actual digital high school so that I can actually complete the degree program on time, right? So, for us, this is really about making sure that we understand where the student is right now. So we're going to need to transcribe and translate their current transcripts. And based on the transcript, then we will actually plan out and map out what the students will be taking in order to receive their U.S. high school diploma, because there are certain areas in the U.S. high school curriculum that students will have to basically take certain number of courses in order to fulfill that requirement. So we will be the one that map everything out to make sure that the students will have a academic schedule that will allow us to provide them with the degree at the end. So it takes a teamwork really, because there's going to be a lot of going back and forth, but it is very possible for the students to transfer fully to ASU Prep Digital.
How many classes do you recommend for full-time? Normally we take 12 to 15 credits, right? And this is for freshman semester.
Yeah, for full-time students, we actually, so the high school courses are half credits each. And we actually do have a curriculum map for full-time students. There are about 6 classes that the students have to take each semester, but they're actually just a continuation, right? So if we remember what happened in high school, I mean, if it's not too far away for us to remember, we actually took essentially the same courses in 2 parts, right? So semester 1, we might have taken part of this, like part 1, of the math. And then semester 2, we completed the part 2 of the math. And then we have a comprehensive sort of exam, right? In many Asian countries, at least. So this is very similar, where the full course is broken down into 2 semesters. So essentially, you're taking part A and part B. So the 6 classes that you take in semester 1 is the exact same classes you would take in semester 2 in order to complete the full year of the class.
We have a question on the deposit for this program and the refund policy, please.
We don't require a deposit for the program. The students will actually pay. I think, we do give you a grace period of about 5 to 12 days, I think, depending on what credit card you're using, and it gets into a little bit of operational stuff. We do have a sort of a grace period for students to drop courses. But again, remember I mentioned that if the students have sat through 3 weeks of these courses, then they're not going to be able to drop anymore. We don't have a prorated refund policy yet. But that is not to say that if your student have a very specific situation and it really is a justifiable situation and they just didn't know, then definitely, we can refund them in some sort of way that's prorated, right? However, I also do want to mention that if your student is not a full-time student, if he or she is taking a part-time course, there's another way for us to maybe reserve that credit, so to say, right? Financial credit to apply to that, to a different course if it's the course that they want to switch instead of dropping out completely.
Sam wants to know that students who are currently in other high schools in the US, can they be applying for the concurrently college classes?
Yes, they can. We actually do have, we did have some students, international students who are on exchange programs at US high schools taking our courses. And now it's, lucky for them, everything was online to begin with. So now they're back home, and they had to be because they're minors. Now they're back home, they're still taking our courses, and they're taking college courses. So yeah, it's definitely doable. And I actually recommend that.
Says that must have missed some of the presentation, but can students apply for the high school program from grade 9 to 12? Her student is currently in grade 8.
Yes. We don't have a age limit, again, for the program. As full-time students, of course, we have a more structured way to offer these courses and to pace the students to make sure that they can complete high school diploma in a, kind of a time frame, right? But at the same time, for students who are younger and they're just trying to apply and they're just trying to sort of explore the different options, we can definitely be flexible with that as well. So, as long as, again, the only restriction here is as long as the student have not received a high school diploma, they will be part of this ASU Prep Digital Portfolio, and we'll accept them.
Is there any difference in the fees for the full-time study and part-time study? And is there any duration difference in full-time and part-time study as well?
As far as fees goes, the full-time students, because we do give a little bit of scholarship when students do enroll with us in multiple enrollments, what we call. That means one student has multiple courses with us. So we do offer a small scholarship to help the students out. but there's no length. So they're not going to be seen as a different student, right? Whether they're full-time or part-time. And the length, again, is exactly the same for everyone. It's just that the pace can be personalized and customized so that it will fit the student's time a little bit better.
I don't think we've got any more questions there. I think you've been able to answer all of them.
Great.
Let me just double check if there's anything else, but I think we've got that all sorted.
That's great.
Okay. Angela, thank you so much for your time. And all the attendees, again, I think we're going to go back with a lot of information to pass on to our students. Let's let them know that here are some options that would be very helpful and if they're looking at applying to US universities. If you've got any questions, please do get in touch with your market managers at Kaplan. They'll be able to redirect your questions. And we will be sharing a recording of with all of you. If you have further questions, please feel free to write to us and we'll be able to help you with that. Once again, thank you all very much for being here with us and hearing the presentation. Angela, thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you all very much. Thanks.
Bye, guys.